Okay, guys, here we go. Sorry, I've lost my voice here, so bear with me here. So good evening. We're at LAFCO. Today is Wednesday, April 27th. It is about 6 p.m. We'll call this meeting to order. If everybody could please stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, let's start off with our introduction of commissioners and staff.
Amy Bublak, City of Turlock.
Vito Chiesa, Stanislaus County, and I want to introduce my lovely wife, my head cheerleader in the back, Jamie.
No pom-poms?
Richard O'Brien, Vice Chair and City Member.
Terry Withrop, County Member.
Javier Lopez, City of Ceres.
Javier Camarena, Assistant Executive Officer.
Sarah Lytle-Penny, Executive Officer.
Rob Tiro, LAFCO Council.
Jennifer Vieira, Commission Clerk.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So we're going to start off with public comment. This is the period of time to talk about things that are not on the agenda. And I've got some public comment cards, and we will start off with who goes first, Jamie or Barney? All right, Jamie first. How are you, Jamie?
I'm good. Good evening, Commissioners. My name's Jamie Agers. I live at 7730 McHenry Avenue, Modesto. That's within the proposed project area of the Riverwalk proposal. I've lived there for 35 years, been a property owner for nearly 40. Some interesting information to share with you. In the notice of preparation that came out last June, there are 59 impacted parcels included within the proposed project, totaling almost 1,500 acres. Of those, 90% are 10 acres or larger. That's important because ag parcels that are 10 acres or larger are part of the State of Conservation's farmland mapping program, which they update every few years. This is done in the Department of Conservation in the Division of Land Resource Protection, and according to the state's website, this division is the state's leader in conserving California's irreplaceable ag lands. The farmland mapping program was most recently updated for our area in December of 2019. I have a copy of that map. The majority of this area is in the highest defined category, which is called prime farmland, and I'd like to read you the definition of prime. Prime has the best combination of physical and chemical features able to sustain long-term agriculture production. This land has the soil quality, growing season, and moisture supply needed to produce sustainable high yields. That is one of our concerns. This is some of the highest and most productive property in the county, and it is not an area where homes should go. Homes should be placed on soils of lesser quality. Please vote no if this project comes before you. Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie. Okay, next up, Mr. Agers. Barney, how are you? Come on up. Good evening. How are you?
Good. Good evening. My name is Barney Agers. I live at 7730 McHenry Avenue for 35 years. I oppose the Riverwalk project, proposed project. This acreage is currently serving its best possible use, growing food. Riverwalk would remove this from the groundwater recharge area that it is now, and it would extract millions of gallons of water on a regular basis. That's a double hit right there, not to mention the sewage that would be produced. Much of the project area is in a flood zone. Residential development should occur on lesser quality soils, which are in abundance around Riverbank. I was over at Rainbow Fields the other day, and there's a ton of ground out there that has low quality soils per the maps near the former ammo plant and in that area. To allow Riverwalk to be approved would be a terrible land use decision, in my opinion. And I would term it environmental injustice. Please vote no when the time comes to approve this project for these reasons and many others. The impacts on the area would be immense, and most of them are negative. Thank you for listening.
Thanks, Marty.
Thank you.
Okay, next up I have Dan Whetstone. Dan, good evening. How are you?
Good evening. Good. How about you?
Good, thank you.
My name is Dan Whetstone. I live at 7824 McHenry Avenue. My property butts up to the river bottom for the river. This proposal for the Riverwalk project. My house overlooks it. It's just, again, not only is it the prime ag land, it's just a beautiful area. And the wildlife is amazing. Just so many reasons that this project should not take place in this area. Again, we've talked about the farmland, the traffic is just unbelievable out there. And I don't see how widening McHenry where they are now is going to just bottleneck again down closer to town. So it just this can't help that traffic situation. I know coming into Riverbank, either from Escalon, on that highway from Escalon to Riverbank or on McHenry is just terrible. We had trouble getting out today to get here. So again, so many reasons. So please look at this project closely when it comes before you, and please, I recommend that you deny it. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Okay, next, yeah. Come on up.
Hello, my name is Fred Walton. I live at 423 Hogue Road. I grew up on Hogue Road, and I know the river bottom probably better than anybody. I've ridden my horses around there and walked my dogs and stuff like that. It's a valuable piece of farmland, as you know, and it has good water sources, the river and also well water. It has a double source of water, so that's good. And it's a big piece, over 750 acres. But I understand progress and I understand population. And we do fight those things, and it's not the developer's fault, and we do need homes for people. But if one is to subdivide it, I think developers are going the wrong way about it. It's kind of a smorgasbord of high density. In that area, I think low density is a much better way to go. There's 4 different geologies. There's a river, there's a river bottom, there's the bluffs, and then there's land that is behind the bluffs that goes out to Patterson Road. And the best way for you guys to judge it is to drive down there and see it. Drive down there, see it, feel it, and that way if the vote ever comes your way, you can make a good solid vote. But there's no better place for Greenbelt than by the river. Greenbelt for parks, for athletic fields, that stuff, that nature. And I don't think in the project there's putting enough greenbelt by the river to protect it, protect that environment. Secondly, the river bottom is how much pressure can the river bottom take? So when you think about river bottom, high density doesn't really make sense to me if you have to go that way. I think more of a low density, more of a ranchette type of thing. There's low infrastructure with ranchettes. And ranchettes are needed in this area, just like Section 8 and just like high density. Then you have the bluffs. You look at the bluffs, they should be nice estates, like Whitecliff and Del Rio and Park Ridge. That's an opportunity. How many bluffs are there in Stanislaus County? How many bluffs are there in Modesto? That's an opportunity to put nice homes. And then the land behind the bluffs, I would think more should be developed like Park Ridge and Del Rio, half-acre lots. So I just don't think the development has been structured correctly for the area if you go that way. I hope it can stay as a farm because it's so valuable that way. And but you got a tough decision, and I'd like to challenge you guys to go down there and take a look at that property for yourselves. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Fred. Okay. Anybody else for the public comment? Okay, seeing none, we're going to move on to our minutes. Hopefully everybody's had a chance to look at the minutes, and we'll look for a motion.
I move that we approve the minutes.
Second?
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Okay, we'll move on to correspondence.
There's no specific or additional correspondence on your agenda tonight.
Very good. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, let's move on to a declaration of conflicts. Anybody have any conflicts or disqualifications?
Nope.
Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to our consent item. Anybody want to pull a consent item? Anybody from the audience like to pull a consent item? Seeing none, we'll look for a
I
motion.
move to approve the consent item 6A.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Let's move on to our public hearing. Item 7A, proposed LAFCO budget for fiscal year 22-23. Sarah?
Can we pause just for a moment?
Oh, sorry.
Did you get who seconded it on that item?
I seconded that,
I seconded it also.
but you're the alternate.
Either way, it doesn't matter. As long as it's
It
seconded.
got
Sorry about
approved.
You got to practice for next time.
Okay, sorry. We'll slow down here, too.
It's always good to have support.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
I hear a coup coming.
So our proposed LAFCO budget for fiscal year 2022-2023 is up for your review tonight. And this is just an overall summary of it. As proposed, it would increase our total operating expenses by 4% as compared to the current year, or about a $23,000 increase. It's mainly due to increases in salaries and benefits. There's some increases that occurred in services and supplies, but they've been offset, at least partially, by the removal of the audit line item. So as I mentioned, regarding the salaries and benefits, LAFCO staff's positions mirror the salary and benefits of classifications in the county, pursuant to a memorandum of understanding between the county and the commission. In July of 2021, this was after the commission's adopted budget, the county approved a 3% increase for base salaries, and then also approved 2 additional 3% increases, so it'll be a total of 9% over 3 years. In this current budget, the effect of that is a 6% increase. And then just a couple of other highlights for this budget year. We're using or proposing to use $25,000 in fund balance to help offset agency contributions. As you know, we've been kind of warning that the agency contributions will continue to go up as we eliminate the use of fund balance. You'll also see some increases, at least in the individual line items, for IT services and building maintenance. We are proposing to reinstate the education and training item that's used for our CalAFCO workshop and CalAFCO conference for staff. And then this is a summary of the reserve funds that we have. The commission maintains a 15% general fund reserve, an accrued leave fund that matches essentially cash out liability, and then a long-term liability reserve, which we've gone over and sort of remains uncertain in terms of amount, but is there just for the commission's desire to maintain a little bit of reserve for it. This gives you an idea of what the agency allocations look like, the breakdown of them. They shift a little bit every year, but every year the county gets half or is responsible for half of LAFCO's budget. This year, in combination with the county, Modesto and the county both represent about 80% of LAFCO's budget, and then the rest of the cities are broken down by their respective or comparative revenues. So you'll see that the lowest there, Waterford's got only 0.5%, and if you were to look at the individual amounts associated with these breakdowns, some of the cities actually see a decrease in the amount that they're contributing to LAFCO just based on maybe a poor revenue year as compared to the other cities. So I think there's 3 cities, even though our budget is increasing, 3 cities that are seeing a lesser amount allocated. And And this gives you a little bit of a visual of the agency contributions. That orange line is what the agency contributions are that are typically offset lower than the LAFCO budget because we offset them with fund balance and also estimated application revenues. So I've been kind of warning that we've been using fund balance for some time, and that amount has decreased, and we've been keeping reserves and things. So for the forecast for fiscal year 23-24, it's likely that we will not have fund balance left to offset agency contributions. We'll only be relying on estimated application revenue. So you'll see agency contributions get closer to our actual operating budget. Work program and application activity. So applications, and we talked a little bit about this during the last budget, applications are a very small amount of our revenue, but they are charged actual time. And there's a lot of variance between year to year on application revenues received because we have a lot of what I call pre-application activity. So we do a lot of work helping cities and districts before an application even comes to us. There's a lot of work where we're commenting on projects or helping review them before they even get to us. So we could be doing work on a project that, you know, in this year that we don't actually get until the next fiscal year. So the application revenues vary, but we do still estimate pretty conservatively that we would receive about $20,000 in application revenues in any given year. If it goes above that, they get credited back as part of the overall budget for the next year. And just generally, we've been keeping up with our municipal service review work program. And this year in particular, we have the fire district MSR that we're working on. So with that, the staff recommendation would be to conduct the public hearing to adopt Resolution 2022-05, approving the proposed budget, and then to schedule a public hearing for final budget for May 25th. And I'm available for any questions.
Very good. Thank you. Any questions for Sarah?
Before the hearing, okay, yeah, I have a couple. Do you do any contracting out of work?
We do not currently. We have in the past for larger projects, like the initial fire MSR. We had the commission budget for a consultant to do that. I think it was about $25,000 or so to do the MSR for us. I guess we don't consult directly out to do other work, although we do sometimes require it of a city, let's say. So it's kind of indirect, where if a city is proposing a sphere that's going to trigger a municipal service review, we have them include that as part of their application. So it's sort of an indirect way. Whatever consultant they're using for their project that they're bringing to us, we usually have them bundle in the MSR with that to bring it to us.
Okay, thank you. And one other, on the, explain what the county's doing on the class and comp.
So the commission currently has a memorandum of understanding with the county, and it specifies our positions specifically as you know, a confidential assistant 4, a manager 2, and a manager 4. So we are locked into those pay ranges. The county for some time has been discussing doing a study of the manager positions in particular to look at them comparatively across, you know, to maintain competitiveness with other manager positions. But we don't really have a solid idea of when that might occur, separate from doing a LAFCO only reclassification study. If we were to request a LAFCO reclassification study, that would require the MOU itself to be renegotiated if the outcome of that resulted in a change.
Right, if it did. Okay, you're in a unique situation. It's not, I know it's easy to just lump sum everybody. But I think in the next year, start looking at some way to do a LAFCO only class and comp and see how that compares. And if you may be disappointed, or then again, you may not be. You don't know what the unknown is until you start looking at it. And that's just my opinion. You have for the members that can give alternate directions, so. But I know everybody, board is the most important. I think the Board of Supervisors and then LAFCO is the second most important board in this county. There's others who would disagree with that. Or the city of Riverbank is actually more important. But you know, no, comparative, what is the direction of where this county is going is, a lot of it comes through this board, through the commission. And to me, I think you should find a way to do a LAFCO only, take a look at other LAFCOs and make sure that we are attracting, well, we are attracting the best because you are here, but in the future, with making sure that we can just compensate accordingly. Because I know that looking at some of the positions in Riverbank, we had them all lump sum. It was easy, but it's not all lump sum. What is the county doing again?
So if you think about it, I mean, the county has generic classifications that run the gamut for 4,000 plus employees. So there's not really a guarantee that, you know, any sort of widespread effort would be happening anytime soon, or would maybe impact us in the way that the commission would desire to. Even if there was, I would still say that the county and commission MOU is still worth updating. The original one was adopted in 2001. There were some minor amendments to it, but it's fairly out of date, and we still refer to it a lot and still see things in it that could use at least an update. And I think you could bundle that in as part of it, as reviewing at least the language regarding the commission's ability to set or request what kind of employees it wants for the commission.
So the counties, we've ran into this before, just so everyone knows. Stan Sarah would be an example, the Joint Powers 911, Animal Services, LAFCO, where they try and fit in. I don't know, there's got to be about 100 classifications, but some of them are obvious. They're attorneys, they're psychologists, they're doctors, nurses, but when you get into the management level, they start to consolidate down. And so before we take a big step, the best thing we should do is do our 8-county average, do the survey of the 8 counties, because I would imagine LAFCOs are very similar, because we have trouble in other, because they consolidate, right, other functions in with it. But as a starting point to see where you might fall in that, I think that's the easy way before we open up the MOU. Well, it's okay to fix the things. Again, we're going through this at Stan Sarah, and Terry can talk to it a little more, trying to find something that fits. You know, when someone's doing actuarials, we don't have an actuarial, we have a manager position, or so we do have to find something. But again, staying within the county's boundary, they look at responsibilities, you know, within each category, and then they try and fit Sarah into one of those. And originally it was a manager for it. And again, I'm not opposed.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I was going to say that I think it's a great idea. We really need to look at the 8 counties and see where we stand. And then if that seems like there's something going on there, then get into the MOU. I'd hate to get in the MOU without even, yeah.
No, I understand. That's why I asked that. I think most importantly is the classifications, that making sure that you are classified uniquely. I don't know what a manager 4 is, but I can see a manager 4 in a large office versus you, that you have an independence. That should be something evaluated or weighted differently in your classification. Once you're classified correctly, then the compensation through the MOU or whatever can be done. I don't know if I'm turning over the bushel of apples, but I think something should be done.
You want to make sure she's justly compensated.
I want to first off make sure she's classified
That's
correctly,
yeah.
and then compensated.
I should mention, we do have to be careful. In this whole process, you have to look at the position and not the person. So, in as much as you want to reference me personally, we do have to keep it as
Yeah.
the executive officer with the knowledge that, it could be anyone in that position, but that position is set accurately and appropriately.
Right, that's what I said.
And I think with Stan Sarah, we have the MOU, and I think it was just the interpretation of the MOU that we're dealing with here, because we really have, positions there, as Vito says, that are so different than anywhere else in the county. And, that they manage $3 billion in assets and 12,000 employees, and just to try to fit that into our categories where we started to have trouble.
So does the treasurer tax collector.
Yeah.
So, no, but I understand. We don't have actuarials. I mean, there are certain positions that we just don't. So we're trying to figure that out. We go through this machination. It's not the first time.
Yeah, and theirs has really come up in the light as their executive director retires there, and they're looking to recruit. And so, I think it's crucial, and especially at that point as we're trying to find somebody. So, anyway.
I don't know if I'm giving direction or not, but over the next, I think what I like is not an offline, but some type of a workshop to go ahead and discuss what you could bring up, and then where we go from there. It's not something that, okay, here it is, this is the average. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for making sure your classification is correct, and if it's, everyone's classified the same way, is that correct anyway? But some type of a
I think
discussion within, I hate coming up on the dais, you either decide or, so.
Patricia's right there taking copious notes. She's part of the budget team.
Okay.
So you can.
It's personnel should be closed session anyway, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's only if you're going for compensation, you're going for classifications.
I think just as a start, what we can do is bring back an item that at least provides the data, provides the comparison, both with maybe similar type commissions or JPAs and LAFCOs, just to show comparison. And then from there, maybe spell out what the options or process would be if the commission chose to go one route or the other.
Okay. You guys are unrepresented, right? The 3 employees? Right. But you follow the county's potential 3% that comes in July, potential? Yes. Because that hasn't been.
I thought it was.
Well,
we budgeted for it.
I know.
Well, I think the item was for the 3 fiscal years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just want to, okay. Because I didn't know if.
We'll factor that in though, too.
Managers.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Any other questions before we? Okay.
We could have been out of here by now if I should.
Sorry, no, it's good stuff, good questions. Okay, we're going to open the public.
What?
Okay, can we open the public hearing? Okay, we will open the public hearing. Any public comments? Seeing none, we will close the public hearing, bring it back to the board for action.
Wait a minute. You had a problem with either the discussion or, sir?
No, I was just checking with the clerk to see if there was some direction from the commission at that point.
Okay.
Talking to her, clarification's fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. I thought maybe I was in trouble again.
No, I realized that it was time for the lawyer to quit talking.
Okay, then we will look for if there's any other comments, questions, or motion.
Motion to approve the budget as presented.
I second, as this goes for final approval in May.
Very good. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimously. Rob, something going on over there?
Well, I just was trying to clarify if the commission did direct staff to do that study. If that was going
To do the comparison, not the study.
Right, to do something.
Yes,
That's
to
what I was looking at,
do,
just-
to do the comparison for classification.
So,
And you
does
could
that
do
have to be a part of the
compensation.
motion, or can we all just nod our head? Or would you like that?
We can nod our heads.
Yeah.
If we
There
want
we
to.
go.
Executive officer's happy with that, I'm happy with that.
Okay.
More work for you,
She's not
sir.
really happy with that.
I can't see.
Take phone call.
It's all right. I'll accept the nodding. It's official.
All right. Okay, good. We're going to move on to other business. There's none. Commissioner reports. Any reports from commissioners?
Yeah, I have one report. Tomorrow at 10 a.m.,
Oh, dang.
Mayor Bublak is giving State of Turlock speech at, what's the address there on that?
133rd Street.
133rd Street, right behind
Around
City
there.
Hall, if you're
Thanks for that.
available.
Or you could stay at home.
It'll be awesome.
Okay, looking forward to it. All right. Any additional matters? None. Executive Director's report.
Yep, just a few things on the horizon. We're currently finalizing the documentation for that Fairview Village Number 2 annexation, and hopefully we'll have it recorded this week or next week for City of Modesto. Last week, I met with the local chapter of the California Special Districts Association here in the county, and gave them some updates on recent LAFCO projects and our processes, and heard some interesting comments from them and some feedback and some desire for training and even a question about representation on LAFCO, so it's all promising. So I'll be participating. They meet quarterly, so I'll be attending those, sharing some feedback, hopefully, with them too. Our next meeting is May 25th, and that agenda is going to include the final budget in addition to the continued item that we have for the Monterey Park Track Community Service District.
Just one question on that. On the makeup of the board or the commission, if we have the special district, that would be 6 members? Or what, how would that be?
It would be 2 additional special district members
Okay.
and an alternate for them as well.
All right. They could wield a lot of power if they wanted to.
Yeah.
How many counties have special districts on their
I
LAFCO?
think it's about half,
Okay.
or maybe even a little more by now, yeah.
Good. Okay.
Can I ask a question, and this might be for the chair, or maybe for council? Is there any reason we couldn't invite Sarah when we do our road show? We're going to do the infrastructure road show.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I was going to invite myself.
You are
coming anyway.
Okay, you know.
As a public
May 5th
member,
is
yeah.
one of the dates, I think.
We're starting off on the 5th, yeah.
5th. It's going to be around Modesto, and then the 16th, 17th.
Yeah, I
I
can't
think we have
remember
a
all the
whole,
dates,
we're going to go down to Turlock.
It's going to be a publicized,
Yeah.
it's like a public
It's
agenda.
a Brown Act, yeah.
I'll be a
Okay.
public
It'd be-
person.
I'd love to have you. I just didn't know if there was any reason why.
No, she can attend like any other member of the public, and then it would just depend what, if anything were to happen then, right?
Like any questions for her or something from
Right,
the public? while
right,
we're
but you'd have to avoid it having it become a de facto LAFCO meeting. Right, that
We
would
won't.
be the,
That would mean you'd have to have a majority of the commission, and with
Right.
her and 2 would not make it.
but if you're not doing anything, you're not doing anything LAFCO related, then that.
I understand, yeah.
That would just be with 2 of the board members there. right?
Yeah, we're good.
It'll be okay. Get
And
on
then
the
as well with the alternate, so.
Yeah, just get on the bus with everybody else.
I'll behave myself,
Yeah.
yes.
All right. Okay, very good. That's it. I didn't know there, if there's no other business, this meeting's adjourned.
You gotta go practice.